ladies and gentlemen. This is a small tutorial for hosting of Square and SumUp, free web builders. I will go to Squarespace first, which is where we're offering free hosting. This is Squarespace, and we go to the offer section of free websites with hosting. This is make a Square website, and here is how to check and host your website for free. That is the title of this melodrama. First, we'll show you what a bad website is. This is the members section. When you log in, you have the opportunity of adding bookmarks, deleting bookmarks, changing passwords, or adding recommended URLs to us. And here is add product, where you will add your website to squarespace.com. Now we go to the top here, and you see here a alphabetical listing of individual tabs that take you to various things like bathroom, bedroom, beds, etc., beauty. And what we want to show you is a bad website, so we know how to avoid it. This is Blackpool Hotels. We have one for London, and we hope to have other towns here, so there's opportunity for anybody who wants to make their own imitation of booking.com, but this is for locals. Here's Nigel Siegel. He's a very good chap, and he's very good at finding places very cheap. Also, stay in Blackpool, very good as well. The Little Touches does have a few problems, as we'll see. Let's go to see Little Touches. Little Touches is very odd. Here we have quality accommodation, search, select, secure. Well, does that help you? There's 3 bars here, and if you look very carefully, you'll see where to categorize and start date. I asked this gentleman who runs his site to put labels in, which is a common practice, so we'll know what these are. And I bet you hadn't seen those little ones as well. You see 1 and 2, well, it doesn't tell you very much. But anyway, the secret in going to this site is click on here and choosing a date. And we choose Friday because that's the day, just one day, that people and hotels get together, and they try and barter at a decent price for one day. Here now, this I've been to see this gentleman here. He was advertising at £20, now he's up to £44. And but jumps from 44 to £120 a day. Now I have a place for £15 a day, but of course I'm not going to tell you where that is because it's really popular. Now, so because it's one night, they don't like to do it. So we have 3 nights, which is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Let's see what prices we got here. Right. Now we got St Albans, 210, £180. So still looking very expensive for Blackpool. £60 a night, 3 nights. Well, now you see, you have got into the site, but only I had to explain to you. But the worst thing about this site is the gentleman doesn't seem to understand that Google simply hates people who has dead links. A dead link is where you're linked to something else, but it never connects. And 1 or 2 dead links will allow Google not to list you at all. So let me just show you what dead links are about. We go to the free broken link checker tool, the dead link checker, which I have in my bookmarks. And here we are, here it is. And hopefully we put in littletouches.com, so we'll check how many dead links or how good this site is. Now it says broken links do damage by stopping search engines, website crawlers in their tracks, damaging your rankings by preventing Google, Yahoo, Bing from indexing the page, negatively affecting user experience by redirecting visitors to error pages. A simple, accessible solution for webmasters and professional SEOs. Well, that sounds pretty bad if we have a dead link. So we will type in a code to the letters. Have a look how good Little Touch is in. So it's going to check now, and when it's finished it can do 2,000 URLs, well within the capability of this one. Oh, it failed 3 already, 7, yes. Well, we'll come back to this because it'll take quite a while. Look, you see, got too many requests, that's a dead link, you know, it keeps trying to go somewhere where it doesn't, you see. You got a forbidden one and not found, too many requests, and an internal server error. How amazing he can find such great things. Maybe he's really good at finding you a good hotel cheap. Or should I say inexpensive. Wait. Well, now it's finished, and he has 119 failures. He's quite consistent and obtaining more failures than any website I've ever seen. So we click on the full report, and with these step by step we can correct if we had access to the site. However, the only person that has access to the site is maybe a relative who lives in Lytham St Anne's, a lady who has made his website and of course doesn't seem to understand what labels are, and certainly doesn't understand dead links. She says she has told him that she has her own server. Well, in fact, this is a site on GoDaddy, and I'm sure GoDaddy itself will be very upset to find that it's been misused in this way. GoDaddy charges £300 and for a year of all its wonderful services, but of course we have free free hosting and free websites with Square and SumUp. And of course, because of their nature, they're not prone to any of this, unless of course you do something very drastic. So we're lucky and fortunate to have free hosting with Square and SumUp, and free websites which we can easily sort out. I usually get chocolates from this gentleman. It's an attractive feature. It's a big bowl of chocolates with little touches on, and I take them and hand them round, so in case people want a place to find accommodation in Blackpool, or generally try to find somewhere cheaper than where they have, because this is at the moment the busy season. And hopefully they will find Little Touches, or the other two are much better sites. But Little Touches, fortunately, has his telephone number on the front page. Quite extraordinary, and he doesn't have an email address. But then that's his way of doing business. So, if we have sites that are error-free, we're happy to host them on squarespace.com, and of course you can easily promote everything with squarespace.com. Everybody is promoting just one single domain name, rather than paying about up to £20 for a domain name, without any sort of promotion at all. So our products and services can be listed on our sites. From Square and SumUp. Now we'll just go to Squarespace again and show you how you log in to them. These are alphabetical lists of the items on the page. Can be all from different websites, and I showed you that we have Blackpool hotels there and London hotels. We are looking for other people who want to make local sites for searching for accommodation. So there's potential for you. Now, how we connect with our site to squarespace.com, we can go and click on register, and here is the register details we all fill in, and then after filling it and registering successfully, it will take you to the members page. And of course I've already been there and filled mine in, so I can log in here and see we can put our username and password and log in, and here we have the members page. Now you'll see Postman Pat is a very useful man. Clicking on Postman Pat takes you to mail, the Royal Mail Service, where you can have your own printed labels for stamps, and depending upon how many you have, you can have someone collect them, or you can take them to the post office. The advantage is that they can be scanned, and even without a special delivery or sign for, there's some traceability. Now, hope to have an American one here and a German one as soon as we find suitable equivalents to Postman Pat, maybe like Deutsch Dienst in Germany. Now, you can also add bookmarks here by clicking on add bookmarks. These are the bookmarks I've put in already, and if you want to delete a bookmark, you click on it and then say delete bookmark, and hopefully it's deleted it. And now we can use recommended URLs. That is, if you can recommend some suitable URLs that might wish to join squaresbay.com. Now, of course, the actual thing we're really looking for is add products. We click add products, and here we can enter our site to join squaresbay.com. You put the website details in here, which is usually dots and numbers from Square or Sum Up, and you enter the product you're going to display on squaresbay.com. Then you register. You can do this repeatedly with many products or services so that they can be listed. Now, if you saw before, we have go back to squaresbay.com. We have these tabs. Now, when you've done that, when you entered an entry in the website, you'll be given a WhatsApp number to contact us, and we will be making one of these little tabs for your products and enter it in the alphabetical listing there. But of course you might want to make your own, and now I'm going to show you how to do that. So having registered and got logged in, we can do that. Now let's see how we do it. Well, first of all, we'll use GIMP again. Now, if you don't know what GIMP is a superior type of Photoshop, which is found on all Linux distributions. This is a Linux distribution called an equivalent to Windows 7. It's called Tails. But you can add it alongside Windows 10 and dual boot, and of course you wouldn't have a need to use Windows again. We will find under graphics the image editor called GIMP. Right click and you come down here, add to panel. Well, I've already added it to panel, so I won't do it again. You don't want to get it upset. Now, having raised GIMP, we click on the panel to get GIMP up, and so we want to make an outline of our tab. So we go to New and we enter 800. Oh, let's delete first. 800 by 1000, and that's going to be our outline of a tab 4 times the size. it's easy to work with larger sizes than reduce. So we got 800 by 1000 pixels and click OK. Now it comes up in black because that's the background colour. Here is the foreground colour and here is the background colour, which you can switch around. Clicking on these will give you other colours which you can use later, but we're only using black and white now. So we've got our outline, so we won't need to add a picture. Now we can go to open recent, and we should find our pepper we've used before, our pepper grinder. There's our pepper grinder. So we've got two pictures here. We've got the black background and the pepper. Now we must make the pepper the same width as the background, so we go to image, scale image, and the width was 800, so we enter 800, and click on scale. Now it's scaled to the same size. Now you see they've got a little cross as a pointer. That is the one that moves everything, and it's a rectangle selector tool. If you try this without the right tool, you won't be able to copy it. So we click on that, and it's obviously trying to go to write something, so I click on that back again. But we want to do Control-C to copy it. We go to the other side and press Control-V, and there we have our pepper grinder. Move it up, position it, and leave it there, and then we do flatten. Now I'm always surprised that it isn't a command for flatten except this long one. I wish somebody would fix this, and we're very convenient to have the flattened one. Now we go to our text editor, which is this text tool, which is A. It's set to we click on it. It's set to sans serif bold. Well, we leave it on bold and that. It's set a size of 101. Well, we don't really know how big 101 is. So we lay out the area where the text is to be, and we click inside, and we have to do cap locks because we're doing it in capitals, and we do grinder. Of course, maybe we want to make it a little bit bigger, so we can press up, and it makes it bigger. You can see it moving one by one. Right. Maybe you want to center it a bit more, so you grab the box. Usually the top corner is the best one, and then move it to position. Right. Now of course we want to flatten it again. So that's image, flatten image, and it's flattened now. So it's all fixed. Now of course this is 4 times larger than necessary, so what we want to do is make it to our conventional 200 pixels wide. So we go to image, scale image, and it's got a width of 200, so we want to make it into 200, and we scale. Right, now that's the image you can send us by WhatsApp, or we put our own in, You can make as many tabs as you want, or for each of your products. Now we want to export this as a .ping. We don't save. Save is just saving the work. So export, you could either go to File here, and it says Export As, but this keys best is a Control Shift and E. So I always use that. Control Shift and E. We have to give it a name, so we call it Tag 1. And remembering the caps lock on, I take it off and I put tab and 1, and I always leave a space. So there's a bit, I could have done a long name, but what's the point? There's not many tabs on, because you see we've only got these here. We export. Now you can either click on export or just click on enter, and twice, and now it's saved as a .ping. If we had changed the .png to .jpg, it would have saved it as a JPEG, but it's best to accept the .ping because it has more information than the JPEG. So that's how we do a tab. And I hope you've learnt a lot there. You can manipulate your pictures like that. I have a tutorial on GIMP on my site, and there are many books of it, and the GIMP also has a huge, absolutely huge book that does everything. Right, let me see. I just pause for a moment if I find my things. Oh yeah, I think I've lost my. I know what's happening here. I've got GIMP up and it's stopping me using my pointer. So as this guard changes and let's see how my pointer working now. There we are. I'll pause for a minute. Now we see we are back at the Squarespace site. We go to free websites with hosting, and down here is how to check and host your website for free. This is a video that I just made. This is the old one obviously here at the moment, but they'll be upgraded here, so you can always check this video and go through it again here by clicking on YouTube. Now I want to show you a little thing that might be helpful to you. You know you can get the £1,000 free with SumUp, and that offer is still available, but it might be better for you to use the offer for a SumUp website, and this is £30 off the card reader. So we can click on that, and there you are, you're ready to increase your sales with SumUp. And you scroll down and you find that the transition fee is 1.69%. Now it's 1.75% SumUp, so there's one advantage here. They've already taken the £30 off, well, obviously on the £119 one. After 29, they've taken £10 off there. That one is a bit overpriced, just for £10 for a piece of plastic just to hold it up. But what do you do with a SumUp? You have your SumUp app. You enter the cost of the items you're going to sell, and they just touch this reader, or they can put their card in and type in their PIN number. It's confirmed. Then you get the money, and the customer gets the opportunity of sending an email or a text message. Now, let me just point out, you don't necessarily need any of these if you, because you can do everything on the web. But if you've got small business like a shop, etc., this is the ideal one at £119. So I recommend that as a bargain. Click on that to order it now. Right. So I want to tell you a little bit when you get going here. That's how to get started to make your website up. And the website is generally a little easier to do than Square, I'm afraid. I'm always familiar with Square, but I do like the simplicity of the SumUp site. Now, one thing I can advise you, after some transactions, I don't know how long, but they've got a very good chat line, and they respond extremely quickly. You can ask them this question. They give you a credit card. And it's Maestro card. Now, the beauty of this card is that you can get money paid the same day onto your card. You have to switch it, and with the they call it the SumUp card. I'm not too sure if it's always the same credit card, but then you can put money directly onto the card from every sale, and when you're flush, you switch it to pay into your bank account. The reasoning being that you can only use the card for a few transactions, otherwise they charge you 2%, and you don't want that. I don't know how many transactions I will go to SumUp and ask that question, and I will write that in my comments. So I hope you write some comments and tell me how you appreciate or do not appreciate this site. I will now install it onto YouTube, and if it checks out as being very friendly, and replace the previous one. The reason I'm replacing the previous one is I forgot to include this little thing. It's a pointer. I was talking about various things and couldn't point. It's very frustrating. So, thank you for listening to me, and I hope to see you on squarespace.com. So subscribe to my channel. You'll also find it in my channel a GIMP tutorial. There's an even more comprehensive one at webhouses.co.uk/domains, and that shows you how to do conventional domains, where you make code and send it by FileZilla and edit with Genie, all of which are usual Linux tools. So I hope you get Linux, You could continue with Windows 10 and Photoshop at £200, but this is supposed to be a free feature. So thank you for listening, and goodbye for the moment.